Hello, I'm Beth Infante. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner and I'm also the founder of Mott Lot Living, which is an educational resource that I developed a few years ago really to help people kind of learn more about nutrition and the impact food has on their health and make really good decisions based on what food provides for them. So I want to first start out and thank Bounty and Soul for inviting me here to talk about my favorite topic, food. I love really talking to people about the connection between food that you eat and how you feel. How much energy you have during the day, how you feel as you go about your activities during the day, how your digestion is working. And that's part of what we're going to talk about today. Today's video is about roasted vegetables as a way to make sure that you're getting as much nutritional value out of every meal as possible. So I'm going to talk about a variety of vegetables and the nutritional components that are available to you. You may have heard of eating the rainbow. It's a really good way for people to sort of remember what they're supposed to be eating, right? So every vegetable has a lot of different vitamins and minerals to offer. No one vegetable can give you everything you need. So eating the rainbow is a way to remember to eat every color of vegetables to make sure you're getting the full array of nutrition. So today I have some peppers, I have beautiful green broccoli, some white cauliflower. I've already cut up some of the sweet potatoes, which are beautiful orange, and some Brussels sprouts. We're going to roast them in some olive oil and spices, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how to use these roasted vegetables for your own benefit. So first of all, I want to make sure that when you cut your vegetables, you cut them in sizes that are sort of the same size because they're going to cook better if they're similar sizes. The other thing you want to do is make sure that you don't crowd them. So I'll give you a demonstration of how I would put them on the roasting pan. So grab a roasting tray. It might be a good idea to have two because part of the idea is to simplify healthy eating, and if you roast two large trays of vegetables, you're going to have a lot of vegetables all week long, which is really great because that assures that your meals are going to be pretty nutrient dense. So we have a baking sheet and we have some parchment paper. If you've never used parchment paper to roast vegetables, I'm telling you it's life-changing. It is amazing because it makes cleanup just simple, and it also is great because you can literally pick up the parchment paper and pour your roasted vegetables into your bowl, and I'll show you how to do that later. So for now, we have some sweet potatoes. As I said, I'm going to put those on the end. One of the things that's a good tip for you when you're doing your vegetables is, as I said, cut them into pieces that are similar size. You also want to kind of keep them together. So sweet potatoes are going to be in one row, broccoli will be in another row. You're going to have maybe the Brussels sprouts next, or whichever vegetables you've chosen. You don't want to crowd vegetables. Vegetables need their space, much like all of us do at times. But they do cook better if they have a little bit of space so the air and the heat can get around them. I haven't pre-cut the peppers, but we would put peppers in here. And really any vegetable that you like. Again, eating the rainbow is what you should be keeping in mind when you're doing your vegetables, and also what you like to eat. Then I would normally take some extra virgin olive oil and kind of sprinkle it across the vegetables lightly. You don't need a lot, but you do need to moisten it. And then you pick your spices. So a lot of times I will only use salt and pepper, but sometimes I'll use some garlic powder. Occasionally I'll give it a little spice and we'll add some crushed red pepper on top, some oregano or parsley, or really whatever spice that you like. And this is a really good time to kind of use your creativity. Like, it's fun to be cooking in the kitchen, and really you can't make too many mistakes with vegetables. You put a few spices on, you roast them, they get nice and crispy, and you eat them. So we're almost ready now to put these in the oven. I wanted to give you a close-up of kind of what I meant by putting the rows in. It's also a good reminder of what the rainbow looks like, right? So we have some red and green. I did not put the cauliflower on yet, but we would normally have some cauliflower. Let me stick this on while we're talking about it. Again, you do not want to crowd your vegetables because they really do cook nicer when they're by themselves. So we have the cauliflower, and I've already put some olive oil on. We'll maybe put some salt and pepper, like I said. I use fresh ground pepper, use whatever you want. I'm gonna add a little garlic powder because it's always fun to have a little garlic powder, right? I mean, that's a good spice. And oregano. Oregano actually is one of those herbs that actually has some anti-inflammatory properties in it. So, you know, it's nice to get a few extra nutritional benefits. This is red pepper. Some people really, in my family, like it and some don't. But we added it to the broccoli because it tastes good on that. All right, so again, you see the rows. We're trying not to crowd. We're also going to take out the vegetables as they cook. So as much as I said to try to make them the same size, you also want to watch them. So softer vegetables like cauliflower is going to cook maybe in like 15 or 20 minutes, where the sweet potatoes are going to take more like 30 or 40, even though they're small. So it is a good idea to set a timer. You're going to want to fork test them to see how done they are. And you may need to take some of them off sooner than the others. So let's stick that in the oven and we'll set the timer. All right. Okay, the timer's going to ring in just about a minute, and since we're on video here, I'm going to, speed this up and take the tray of vegetables out so you can see how nicely they cooked. So they're nice and crispy. The potatoes are pretty well done. I might have left the broccoli in just a little bit too long, but we like it crispy in our house, and the cauliflower's done. So that is about as difficult as it gets. The other tray is still cooking. I would like to demonstrate how nicely it is to use the parchment paper to pour in a bowl. So let me grab a bowl here, and I just want to encourage you all to try this if you've never tried it. So you're going to take the parchment paper, and you kind of make a little bit of a tent out of it. And you are literally going to pour your vegetables into the bowl. And that is as easy as it gets. Note that the tray does not need to be washed. My favorite part of the kitchen. Okay, so what do we do with these vegetables now that we've made this wonderful array of rainbow of vegetables that are nicely roasted, have some spices on them? So 3 things I'm going to tell you is a good option for you to do. One, you can rewarm them in the morning in your fry pan with a little bit more olive oil. Just heat them up and then throw some eggs on top. You have a beautiful vegetable hash, and you're starting your breakfast out with a very nutritious way to start. Have a piece of toast, your vegetables, your eggs, you got protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Excellent way to start your day. You're going to have more energy all day. The second way is if you're a person who has salad for lunch, whether you make your own salad or you do a takeout salad, if you add roasted vegetables to your salad, again, you're getting a lot more vitamins and minerals than just the lettuce can provide. Plus, it really adds a nice texture to your salad. Like, you get a forkful of broccoli or some sweet potato in there, and it's a nice way to flavor up your lunch. And then the third way, of course, is what you probably already would think of, is just use them as a side dish. You know, there's very often you're running late, you're quickly making dinner, you're throwing a piece of chicken in the pan or a burger on the grill. You have a ready-to-go, nutrient-dense side dish right here. So that's why I encourage you to do 2 trays at a time and put them in a bowl and just use them throughout the week. I think you'll really be pleased with how much better you feel by getting a lot more vegetables. So that's about it for my roasted vegetable video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I've given you some things to think about. You know, drop me a note on my email, marybeth.infante@gmail.com, or visit my website at motloppliving.com. I'd love to hear from you and let me know how you did. And again, thanks to Bounty and Soul for letting me do this video for you. I've really enjoyed my time together. Thank you.